Hello, trail travelers. It is Carrie and Katarina, and we're continuing our Moab adventure here, well, in Moab. Right now, we just finished Chicken Corners, so go back and watch that video if you haven't seen it yet. But when you're doing Chicken Corners, you're gonna come across this strange signpost here. And if you go left, you're gonna do Lockhart Basin, and that's what we're gonna do right now. So stay right there. We'll be right back. Now, as I said, we've already done Chicken Corners today, so we're not even starting Lockhart Basin until about noon. And it starts right off with some nice climbing ledges here. And it's no wonder, because Trails Off-Road rates this as a 6.6. So there's no optionals here. You have to do this trail, and it's going to be rather difficult. So it's not going to be for your basic, street vehicle. This is going to be for built rigs. We're looking forward to having some fun today here on Lockhart Basin. Well, so far we've had pretty much constant obstacles here. This is our fourth or fifth one in a row here. This one's going to be a rocky climb covered in sand. So I think if I just maintain some momentum, we won't have any problems. Yeah, no problem. Just crawling right up it. We are absolutely having a blast here on Lockhart Basin. But something you need to keep in mind if you're going to do this trail is this is going to take you a while. The trail itself is 38 miles, and you're not making very good time through most of it. So that's going to take upwards of 7 hours to get through this trail. Now, to even get to the trail, you start in Moab, and it's 22 miles to get to the trailhead, which is going to take an hour and a half. Then when you're done, you finish up almost at the entrance to Elephant Hill, which is 70 miles away from Moab. So that's another hour and a half. So all in, with minimal stops, this is going to be at least a 10-hour trail. And if you're stopping and you're taking photos and you're shooting some video and having lunch and taking some breaks, this can easily get to be almost 11 hours. So be sure and plan accordingly. Okay, we are at the V-Notch. This is a cool obstacle here. Now, Trails Off-Road has this as waypoint number 9, and we're 0.85 miles into the trail. So we're not even a mile in, and we're already at waypoint number 9, and there's 31 more waypoints to go. So we have our work cut out for us today. But it is some slow going through this section here. These rocks are pretty big. You really got to pick your lines so that you're not scraping like your differential or something. Pretty easy to get high centered on something here if you're not being careful. You look at these rocks and you see how many scrape marks are on them. You can tell somebody didn't pick a very good line someday. So my strategy is to try and keep the tires on those rocks that have the biggest scrape marks, so I get lifted up over them and I don't end up smacking the pumpkin on them. things just seem to go from mildly difficult to more difficult. I got Katerina filming and spotting at the same time. Not quite sure where she's sending me. But I trust her. She gave me good lines. Well, we're making it over everything. This next climb here looks like it's going to be quite the doozy though. And it's not the climb itself, it's the top of it. Got to be very careful about the tire placement at the top of this thing. Yeah, this could be a little tricky. I mean, I might do okay the first time and might have to take a second attempt at it, but we're gonna see if we can just climb right up it, which I think we're going to.
You're good so far, you had plenty of clearance.
Now, I gotta go to the passenger side and try and get up on one rock to make sure I have enough clearance over the differential. All right. That turned out to not be too bad. I don't know if it was exactly what I intended, but it worked. Okay, I'm gonna call a shelf road warning. If you do not like shelf roads, you are most certainly not gonna like this stretch right here. We have an angle downward going down this thing and a tip over to the passenger side. It is a little on the sketchy side feeling right there. So, big opponent to shelf roads, viewer be warned. Keep going. Just go right up it. It is not a fast trail. You really can't blaze through this because of the obstacles. There's very few sections, like this is probably one of the longest sections here of speeds in, you know, anything over 10 miles an hour. It has just been a slow going. We've been at it for, well, probably over 2 hours, about 2 hours, and we are about 3.5 miles in. So we are averaging about 1.5 miles an hour right now. So it is, like I said, it is some slow going on this trail. So just keep that in mind if you're gonna come out here and do it. So far, I highly recommend it. It is not a beginner trail. So if you're uncomfortable with steep angles and off camber and shelf roads, yeah, this may not be the trail for you just yet. But if you got a little bit of experience and you have some bigger tires, yeah, this is a lot of fun. A completely stock vehicle, let's say a stock Jeep with your basic all-terrain tires can make it. Yeah, it can make it. You really got to be super good at picking some lines. I would say you really want 33s to 35s at a minimum to come through here, just because of some of the rock obstacles you have to go over. And then every once in a while you just come up on like a little wall like this, and you can't hit that at any speed, so you're slowing down again. But we're loving it and we're enjoying it, and we are coming up on the 4.8 mile mark in just a little bit. This is going to be a downhill. You're going to follow that trail west over the pass and then south. And as we cross, oh, look at this view. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Oh my, look at this. You can see forever today. This is awesome. Sorry, we just had to stop and take this in for a moment. So we're going to continue down and keep working our way through this. Got a nice sketchy climb up here. It looks, you know, looks a little sketchy. You got this? Just drop her into manual 1 and she's just gonna crawl right up it. There we go. Look at that rock thing on the right. That is crazy. If this trail wasn't going to take as long as it's going to take, I would definitely be stopping a lot and flying the FPV drone around. These things are just crazy looking rocks, but I'd be here all day doing that. Maybe someday we'll have to, when we're here, and we'll have to get like a 6 o'clock in the morning start and just come straight here so I can do some flying, because I mean, this is an FPV flyer's paradise here. Just awesome stuff. Well, we've definitely had a massive terrain change. We've gone from the big rocks and obstacles and ledges to kind of a sandy desert right now. Nice change of pace. Not just a change of pace in terms of the terrain, but a literal change of pace in that I actually got going so fast, the sway bar reconnected. Whoa. Yeah. I got up to 25 miles an hour.
In some spots.
In some spots. But you always have to keep your eye out, because like right here, I mean, that was a good 6-inch drop. If I would have hit that at full speed, that would have made for a bad day. But at least out here, we are able to pick up some more speed. And that's a good thing, because this is 37 miles long. And any idea where we're at in terms of miles right now? 10 miles in 3 hours.
But the view is still fantastic.
Oh, the views are amazing.
All the way to the Needles now.
Yep, we can see White Rim, we can see Needles. And today is just spectacular weather, so we're able to really see some nice distances. Now, one thing about Lockhart Basin is this is one of the most remote, isolated trails we've ever done. That we have not seen anybody all day, not since we left the Chicken Corner sign. We have been out here by ourselves. So, that being said, if you are going to do this trail, you really need to have another person with you, another vehicle with you, or some form of satellite communication. We have our Zoleo, so we can get in contact with anybody should something happen out here, whether it be a breakdown or running out of gas. And gas is a factor. You need to make sure you're going to have enough for this journey. But keep those things in mind, because you are out here in the middle of nowhere. All right, we are at mile marker 14.1. We're going down some steps here. And off to the right, at the bottom of this, is a little path that goes off to the right-hand side, and that goes to a rather large campsite. Now, these are primitive campsites, meaning there's no bathrooms, there's no amenities, there's no water. It's just kind of a graded area with a fire ring. So don't get your hopes up if you're bringing your woman out here and she needs to take a shower and, you know, get all dolled up for you. Yeah, no, it's just a plot in the middle of the desert. But there's quite a few of those out here. So yeah, if you want to make this a multi-day adventure, you most certainly can. We are at waypoint 28 at 15.3 miles, and there's a choice. You can go a high road or a low road. The high road is going to take you to a ledge obstacle, and the low side is going to take you a little round a bypass. So you want a harder line, take the left. I mean, I haven't got tippy or anything at all yet. There we go. There we go. 18-degree down, 12-degree roll. And we're starting to come down, 21-degree pitch. And we're just kind of coming down off the rocks there, 24 degrees, 25 degrees. And now we're gonna start flattening back out. So, fun? Sure. Yeah, this is a pretty cool obstacle here. Got a big steep climb. And this is gonna be all about tire placement here. But I think with our tires and everything, I don't think ground clearance is gonna be a problem. I think we're just gonna pretty much roll up this. Yep, nice and easy. A couple more little steps here. And then we have a sharp turn to the right. We're just about 18 miles in, and there is a section of shelf road right here. There's passing area on both sides, so if you happen to see other vehicles, unlike we did today, we haven't seen anybody, but this is a gorgeous place to stop and take in some views. This is just an amazing area right here. Well, we are finally really knocking out the miles on this last third of the trail here. We're coming up on waypoint 35, which is at mile 22.8, and that will be the Lockhart Canyon trailhead. Now this is different than this Lockhart Basin trail that we're on, and that it will take you over to the river. So right here to our right, take that over to the river, but it is an out and back, and it will take about 2 hours each way. So you got a ways to go for sure. Now it says Hura Pass is 33 miles, and the Colorado River is 6 miles. So we're going to continue on. Every once in a while we get into these little washes here. Got to slow down a little bit, but for the most part, we've really been able to pick up the time and start clicking off some miles. That first 2/3 of the trail, that is some slow going. But this last third, unless something drastically changes, it's been kind of like this kind of smoother, rougher, or smoother, like clay type surface. And it's going to be bumpy, it's going to knock you around a little bit, but you can get some more speed going for sure. As we're driving through here, I don't know if this is going to show up well on the video, but there's all these stripes in the road surface, and like usually where there was some rocks. So very obviously this section of road, probably all the way out to the gate, has been graded with heavy machinery. It is much smoother, and they have ground the rocks at the surface level down. So yeah, it's definitely the smoothest section of road that we've been on all day, and it's because they've come through here and graded it. So I guess you can thank somebody for that. Now this fence up here is the 30.1 mile mark. So just about 7 miles left to go. We're doing good on gas. We've been able to run in 2-wheel drive. It's been a lot smoother. We haven't been having to crawl in 4 low. So we're gonna make it out of here with plenty of gas. Now this next section here, this reminds us a lot of Elephant Hill, which should not be much of a surprise because as it turns out, we're very close to the Elephant Hill area, which is an awesome trail that's worth checking out. Now, this little area here is a little tricky. It seems like you would go straight, but if you're using an app like we do, Trails Off Road, it shows you need to make a turn here to the left to stay on the trail. Once you are past the wash, the road is really smooth. There's a bunch of campsites along the way. So if you're wanting to camp, you might want to come in from the opposite direction and set up camp first. Oh, and we are coming up to the end of the trail here. This has been quite the adventure. Right in front of us is asphalt. It's time to wrap things up. Thank you for watching. This has been a great day here on Lockhart Basin. 6 hours of nonstop action. What an amazing trail. Obstacle after obstacle after obstacle with amazing views thrown in. This is a killer trail. Understand how long it's going to take. It's going to take probably around 6 hours, but if you like the scenery and you like obstacles, you're going to love Lockhart Basin. So from Katerina and myself, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. We love the people who came up on the trails with us and said hi and that they watch the channel. We always like talking to our subscribers out there, so never hesitate to come and say hi. We totally appreciate it. So from both of us, stay safe out there. We'll see you on the trails.